Hello and welcome to another Jet vlog. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. The 15th of the month is always a good day for me because that means it's payday. Today was payday. Let's see. One thing you should know, but this will not affect you for quite a while, is if you stay longer, like I'm going from my 4th into my 5th year on the Jet program, you will eventually have to start paying Japanese tax. It varies from country to country. Like Americans, we pay less tax at the beginning because of some treaty that we have with Japan than, say, jets from New Zealand or South Africa, etc. But yeah, this year was my big hit. I had to pay about $2,000 in what they call inhabitants tax. And actually, okay, having said all that, I don't have to pay it. Actually, your BOE, your Kyoiku Inkai, will pay this money for you. But here's the thing that happened to me, so it's just a caveat, a beware. They were giving me an extra $150 or so in my paycheck every month, but they never told me. So I get this bill for about 18 mon, and they're like, okay, go pay it. And I'm like, huh? I don't have 18 extra mon. I barely have 2 extra mon. And they said, well, we've been giving you the money all along. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so nobody had ever told me. Anyway, long story short, we're working it out, and it's just a big pain in the butt. So be aware that if you stay longer, you will have to pay tax. You also have to pay into the pension fund here, but you get that money back when you leave Japan. You get a pension refund. And the longer you stay, the more money you get back. So, anyway. Okay, that has nothing to do with classroom Japanese. So let's move on. This is going to be my last one of these. Because I've got other things that you guys want me to cover. So many requests. Omiyage, cell phones. There's a bunch of stuff that I haven't talked about yet. Culture shock. Somebody wanted me to talk about racism. That'll be a short one. I want to talk about last minute packing, survival Japanese, and, Tokyo orientation. So, okay. Let's jump in then to some classroom Japanese. Let's talk about things related to work, but not necessarily about in the classroom. So, a good word to know is nenkyu. Nenkyu. Nenkyu is a paid vacation day. Okay? Meaning that you take a day off, but you still get paid. You get 20 of these per year. Well, like I said, ESID. Every situation is different. Most jets get about 20 of these a year. Byokyu. Byokyu is sick leave. And I've talked before about how you can call in sick and stuff like that. Another one which is a little unusual, and I had to get used to it first, is something called daikyu. Daikyu is kind of like overtime pay, but you don't really get money. So, for example, let's say in September, for example, I have a speech contest. One of my big extracurricular activities in the fall is going with my students and helping them prepare for English recitation contests. It's a big deal here for junior high aged kids. So I have to go, for instance, the one contest I have in September is on a Sunday. Now I could obviously, if I was that type of jet, just say, hey, I don't work on a Sunday, and not go. And actually, not a lot of jets do go. It's a sad. I wish more ALTs went and supported their kids. But for whatever reason, they don't. It could not necessarily their fault. There could be all kinds of reasons. Anyway, I always go because I spend a lot of time getting my kids ready, and I've had a very good record in my 4 previous years of winning and getting prizes for my kids. So if I work on that Sunday and it's all day, it's like, we have to leave to go on the train at like 8 a.m. It's an all-day long event, the prize ceremony, and then you come back. It's at least 5 in the evening usually when I get back. It's a regular day of work. You're given daikyu. So I get another day off in lieu of working on that Sunday. So I could say, okay, I'm not going to come in tomorrow on Monday because I had to work Sunday. Or, some other day. I'm going to take Friday off and have a 3-day weekend at some point in the future. That's Daikyu. Another thing you should know is Inkan or Hanko. Hanko is, I should show you mine. I'm sorry, I don't have it right here. Hanko is the cool little stamp you're going to get that's got your name etched in it. And you stamp Japanese documents with it. It's in lieu of signing something. It's very important. Try not to lose it. And mine has my first name, Jason, in katakana on it. Some people, I've seen them with romaji. I've seen them with their last name. It really just depends. So I stamp things Jason. And that's it. That's my signature. My supervisor also has a copy of it. So don't think it's like a huge security thing. But try not to lose it. And it is important. There are times when you will need it and not be able to proceed in some official paperwork type of situations unless you have it. Okay, what else is sort of official-ish? Let's look through here real quick. On this sheet of helpful first month vocabulary, which is another one I found, one of the words is kancho. Kancho, I guess I should warn you about the dreaded kancho. Kancho, for any of you that have seen the anime Naruto, you probably already know what it is. Mostly it's Shogako students, and they take their fingers like this, and they form kind of a gun. But with these two fingers, they like to go up behind you and literally stick them up your rear. Okay? They do this to each other. Yes, delightful, isn't it? But they also like to do it to adults. So be careful. I have pretty big cheeks, so I haven't really ever been violated too badly. But I've had lots of poking. There's just nothing you can do about it other than try to always, keep the kids in front of you. Girls, I've heard, get the kancho less than the boys. Female ALTs maybe get it less than male ALTs, which is kind of weird. But I've heard a lot of female ALTs say that the breast grab is a common problem. And from adults, too. So, yeah, the kancho. Be aware. Let's see. Okay, the biggest, and for some of you, the best work-related vocabulary, the enkai. The enkai. An enkai is a drinking party. And you will be invited to a number of these when you first get to Japan. At least 2 that I can think of. One by your contracting organization, your BOE. If you're at high school, this will also be your school. 2, you should be taken out by your school, by the teachers at your school, and say, hey, welcome to our school. They might fold it together with an enkai for sports day or some other type of thing. There's all kinds of enkais, bon enkai, there's second parties, nijikai, sang, there's all kinds of parties. But enjoy enkais. They can be expensive. Be careful. My very first enkai, they didn't make me pay because I was like the guest of honor. Then the next one I went expecting it to be, on the house, and the next day they're like, 5,000 yen, please. Okay, that's my time. Enjoy. More soon. Thanks.